Hey, y'all motherfuckers.
Can y'all hear?
First, yeah, let us know if you could hear. Oh, wait, that's the old one.
Hmm.
Hey, y'all motherfuckers. Oh, well, there you go. So now,
Oh, okay. It's working.
yeah, so
Hey,
now
y'all,
we got
motherfucker.
audio, right? So since we got audio and we back, I know that was loud as fuck. My
Yeah,
bad.
dog.
My bad. Uh, we're live today. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch. It's been a while since we've been over here on Twitch. Uh, because Instagram be with the BS sometimes. I want to just say for everybody that's tuning in for the first time that you are now watching He's Married, She's Single. I'm me, she's her. We are us, and we are coming on here to talk about relationship stuff. We'll talk about a lot of things. One of the things that I'm grateful for is we just had technical difficulties earlier, and I'm thank the Lord that y'all did not have to hear my co-host singing, cause my damn, it was hard. But
Breakfast ham scrambled up
oh,
and
let me,
OJ on the side.
it's a good thing that you got other things going for you. I'm gonna say it that way. It's a good thing you got other things going for you, because singing ain't your ministry,
Mm,
right? Singing ain't your ministry.
mm.
But you know what is your ministry? Common sense, right?
Mhm.
Common sense is your ministry. And what we learned on Monday is that somebody doesn't have common sense. And you know who that somebody is?
Who?
Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp has no common sense. All guy here wilding out. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar with what's going on, I'm gonna try to get you caught up as quickly as possible because I don't want to spend too much time on this shit. So, 2 years ago, he allegedly met a girl at the gym. That meeting resulted in a consensual
He got his rocks off.
situation of stomach slapping, right? However, two
She was
years ago,
20. She
two
was
years ago, she
20.
was 19.
That's even
2 years
worse.
ago, she was 19. He was 54. 2 years later, she is suing him for sexual assault. She's suing him for $50 million. She claims to have a 30-second video of the alleged incident, one of the alleged incidents taking place. Shannon Sharp is saying, you know what? That video that you're talking about, it's not 30 seconds long. It's 10 minutes. Put the whole shit out. Because if you put the whole shit out, you'll realize that I was just acting out the shit that she wanted me to act out. Uh People are into role playing, and I'm not knocking that, right? But what I am knocking is my son is 27, right? I'm not as old as Shannon Sharp. I'm 47 years old. My son is 27. There's nothing that a 27-year-old person could do for me.
Mm.
There's nothing that anybody under the age of 27 could do for me. We don't have shit that we could talk about in common. We don't have shit that we can relate on.
20
And
years old.
and so now you have to look at a number of things, right? Is this lady, and he calls her name, I forget her name,
Mm-hmm.
Gabriella Zunic, Zu somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
He calls her name out, and he also mentions that Her name is Gabby, but you may know her as Carly from OnlyFans, right? So not only that, but Unc got to spend money to get a subscription to spend money to meet women so that he can sleep with them. This girl allegedly charged $250,000 per ass cheek. That's a $500,000 session, right? I'm not telling folks how to spend their money. I'm not telling them what to do with their money. But what I am saying is you got to be smart. You got to be smart. You can't be out here stupid, making dumb decisions. You can't be out here messing around with people that literally are younger than your children. You got to make better decisions. This lady is clearly scamming him, but he clearly failed for it. And they said you fuck around and find out. He done fucked around. And now he finna find out.
Well, first of all, that's his fault. He too old for that.
Right.
You halfway to death. Sit your old ass down. 20 years old? What in the world do y'all have in common?
Nothing.
First of all, you got all this money. You are a black man.
Mhm.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself because you know that they coming for you. You know how it is being a black man, and you fell for it. Sometimes our black men think with the wrong heads, and had he thought with the right ones, I still agree with Monique. He need to find somebody his own age and start acting like he going through a midlife crisis or something. I don't know what's wrong with that man. He need to set his tail down.
Right.
So I don't feel sorry for him. That's on him. And he better hope don't nobody else come out.
Well, there's that, right? But let me simply read the statement that was made by Shannon Sharp's lawyer, and then I'm also, to be fair, I want to read the statement that has been read by the statement by the young lady's lawyer, right? Which one you want to hear first?
No. Because you know what? I ain't mad at old girl. Get her money. She knew what she was doing when she threw her tail in his face and he fell for it. So it is what it is. Trying to look wearing them tight ass pants like he damn 20 years old. You sit your ass down somewhere, you black ass Negro.
This lawsuit filed by Gabriella Zuniga, and that's her name, Zuniga, Gabriella Zuniga, or Zuniga, right? And orchestrated by her attorney, Tony Busby, is a blatant, cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharp for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortions, and misrepresentations, and it will not succeed. In an effort to extract a large financial settlement, Ms. Zuniga, or Zuniga, however you pronounce it, presented Mr. Sharp with secretly recorded video of a consensual sexual encounter. We believe the video has been heavily edited and taken entirely out of context, crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as non-consensual. She has refused to provide a copy of the full unedited version of the recording to Mr. Sharp's legal team. To set the record straight, we are releasing several of her own explicit text messages to Mr. Sharp that clearly indicate the nature of their relationship was, in fact, consensual and sexual in nature, and in many cases, initiated by her with specific graphic requests. Contrary to the allegation she makes in her lawsuit, consensual sex continued until January 2nd, 2025. The day after she asked for $25,000 per cheek, as quoted above from her text message to Mr. Sharp. Right?
First of all, he offered her 10 million. She denied that. So what in the world he thought she was gonna do then? That's his fault.
Yeah, that's all his fault.
That ain't even nothing to talk about. That's his fault. He dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb.
You know, here's another part, right?
Dumb.
Like, these are problems that celebrities have that we don't have. If somebody say something bad about me, I can't pay them off to shut them up. Right? I can't pay them off to shut them up. I can't pay them off to make them go away. I ain't got $10 million. I ain't got $1 million. Right?
They lucky if I got 2,000.
Right? But
and I ain't finna give it to you.
But you know, when you do make an offer of payment, it does look like there has been some sort of guilt, even though you may be innocent. It does give the appearance of some form of guilt. And the only thing that I personally think that he's guilty of is being a stupid ass dude.
Yep.
Right? He's being a stupid ass dude by engaging in any kind of activity with this young lady, with this girl. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, there's that. And if there's anything else you want to add to it, we can let you add to it. But we can move on for it. We don't need to talk about stupid ass niggas all day.
Yeah, because I mean, he did it. He dumb as hell.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about stupid ass niggas all day.
That's on him because
right. And so, you know, that's
and then you let her record it. You dummy.
Well, see, I ain't mad at the recording.
Yeah. But when you got that type of money, nah, bro. Nah, you got to be smarter than that.
Yeah.
You got to be smarter than that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, but you know,
you got to be smarter than that.
You know, and here's the thing. I'm not mad at the recording. I'm mad that as the celebrity and the person with more to lose, you allowed her to do the recording instead of you doing the recording.
Exactly.
Right? I'm not mad at the recording aspect. I'm mad at nigga, why you don't have a copy of anything. Right?
Why would he? Because he's thinking everything good. That's why I'm like,
nah.
Our folks, please think.
If I'm gonna goddamn be sleeping with somebody that I ain't supposed to be sleeping with and it's gonna be recorded, I'm making sure I keep a copy.
A 20-year-old Caucasian woman with your 54 black crusty ass with money. You dummy.
Yeah. So what else we going to talk about today?
Let's talk about why is it so hard for us to let go of people that we know are only meant to be in our life for a season?
Okay, so there's a number of ways that I could go with this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the easiest way for me to go with it is sometimes we don't realize the difference between seasonal and reason people.
Right.
We don't understand that, and we often misconstrue what those two things could be, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other part is sometimes the people can put themselves and can paint themselves in a light to make them seem like reasoned people, but down in their core, they're really seasonal people.
Right.
Right.
But why is it so hard? Because men and women go through it. When you're dating somebody or you're with them, you're in a relationship with them, or you may not even be in a relationship. It might be a situationship. It might be talking. I don't know. But you see that it's not going anywhere. And you see these little red flags, but we like to ignore them.
Okay, so that's the first problem right there. You see red flags and you want to
ignore them.
Right. And the reason,
like she said,
oh yeah, you can put but that's the other part. You know that what she just said. More importantly, thinking that you can change them, right?
Uh-huh.
You know, when you sit there and you look at a person and they have clearly and blatantly shown you who they are and shown you what, like, not only do they show you who they are, but they show you that they have the potential to be a worse person than you thought they should be, or you thought that they could be. And you still deal with them. That is not a them problem. That's a you problem. Correct. That's a you problem. You are out here. You are out here trying to play savior to a situation when you should be playing a savior to yourself. Sometimes when you try to play savior to yourself, the best way that you have to do that, you have to realize that it is easier for you to walk away from that situation. And I know that it is easier to say it than to do it, but
because
the bigger issue now is the older that I get, the less patience I have for bullshit. Right? These are the mistakes that if you see a red flag in your 20s, you are allowed to be stupid for a little while. But when you damn near 50 and you making 20-year-old mistakes, nigga, you supposed to get everything that come to you, because you have proven that, yes, you have allowed yourself to live a consecutive 365 days on more than one occasion, but your whole ass ain't grown up. You haven't matured. All you've done is existed on earth. You have not matured. And because of your lack of maturity, you're going to be doomed to continuously make those mistakes that you shouldn't make, right? You're going to continue to make those mistakes that you shouldn't make. You know what I'm saying? Thank you kindly, baby. Oh, thank you even more kindly.
You like the drink, don't you?
Oh, you know,
no, I ain't like it.
You know, your Skittles that you left here.
What Skittles?
You had some Skittles that they over in that black bag over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I don't like sweet what you call it, fruity candy.
Oh. I don't know.
It's in the black bag over there on the desk.
The pineapple dragon fruit.
You didn't like it at all?
No, it wasn't sweet. You know, I like my stuff sweet. That was not.
You know what? Yeah, absolutely. I did talk about representatives, and that's the issue with a lot of people. When you're talking about red flags and you're talking about this, a lot of the times you are meeting a person's representative, and you're not meeting them. You're meeting their representative. You're not meeting them, and because of that, once their representative has outstayed their welcome, and you meet the real person, then you realize, oh, I should have left this motherfucker a long time ago.
But yeah, but by then you done wasted time. And a lot of people put in that.
Oh, she looking at you on there somewhere.
Oh, I better be on here.
Yeah, yeah, you on there somewhere.
Why is she standing like that? Why are you standing like that?
Why are you not doing your podcast?
But no, people waste their time because we get into our emotions because we love them and we don't want. Let me tell you something. When I see that something ain't right and I feel like I'm wasting my time and my energy because 9 times out of 10 I done said something to you, and I'm not gonna keep beating you over the head with the same thing. If I come to you about you not spending time with me, or I'm having a fight and fuss with you for a time, or I'm fighting and fussing with you about calling me back, or just anything, bro, I will disconnect myself so goddamn fast.
But you know what? Let me play devil's advocate, right? Because you have some people who have invested so much time into stuff, and they feel like because they've invested so much time in this person it is hypocritical for them or unrealistic for them to have to start over and learn somebody else.
Right, because you're comfortable.
And
but as long as you stay comfortable, you're wasting time.
The issue though is,
so you're going to waste time.
I'm just telling you what.
But you're
I'm just telling you what it is.
Time. But my question is you're going to waste your time when God has something else better for you out there. You're going to sit here and waste your time with somebody that does not want you.
But I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? What I'm also saying is, for some people, they can't see that there's something better. For some people, they can't see that there's something better. They think this is the glass ceiling. This is the best that I have. This is the best that's offered for me. And so, yes, I'm going to ignore all these red flags. Yes, I'm going to ignore the fact that this motherfucker do X, Y, and Z, because this is as best as I'm going to get. Yeah. And so, ultimately, you have some people who look at the situation and they say, oh, I don't know if I could do better.
But you know why?
I don't know if I could do better because I've invested so much time into this person. And here's the other part.
At that point,
here's the other part. Here's the other part.
Think you can't do no better.
Some people go into a situation realizing that, okay, let's look at me, right? I'm 47 years old, right?
Old as hell.
Right. You still a year older than me.
But
if I'm 47 years old, I have, in theory, I've lived most of the life that I'm going to have on earth already, right? 47 is what?
You halfway to death.
Yeah, halfway to death, right?
Mm-hmm. I actually more than halfway, but we're not counting.
Actually, if you look at it, because of that, if I wanted to start over, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have to start over. I have to learn somebody else. I have to deprogram the person that I've been with for 20-something years. I got to deprogram their ass out of my system. Then I have to learn this other person, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the time I learn this other person and learn to love the other person and marry that person, I might rush the process because I know I ain't got that much time left on earth, right? I know I don't have that much time left, right?
Well, I guess I would just die.
And because I don't have that much time left, it's easy for me to just say, you know what? Let me just deal with what I got. Versus, now, if I'm 20, that's different. If I'm 30, that's different.
You got 20, 30. You have a multiple of different ages dealing with the same stuff because, and I don't even want to say they think that they can't do better, because if that's the case, then you don't let that other person beat you down in your head so bad that now you're insecure with yourself. You have to know your worth. I don't care how old I am.
That's the problem. A lot of people don't know their worth.
Yeah, but still, that's on them. You better get it together. You better get on your knees and pray, because you're not finna sit up here and tell me that I got to deal with the bullshit that you're handing me because I don't think there's somebody else out there that's going to treat me better. You got to be out your damn mind.
There are people out there that think that way.
Yeah, and guess what? I go get the ugliest Negro I can find, and I bet you treat me like a queen.
Hey, let me tell you something. This is completely unrelated. I just have to say this real quick, right? I have to say this real quick.
Go on and spit it out, damn it. Just spit it out.
You know how when people be twerking and shit, and they be making their ass clap? She said she can twerk and make her titties clap.
You did not just put that in the whole...
Don't nobody see who you are? You haven't been on her. She said she can make her whole titties clap. Yeah. So at some point throughout the show, when you hear the clapping sounds, it's going to be that I've never heard a titty clap twerk. I've never heard that before. Right? So at some point, we're going to hear that. So if y'all hear that shit in the background, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, right? But back to you, right? Um,
What you want me to say after that? I mean, I don't even know.
but we going back to the shit.
I
The
can't go back
issue
to
at
that 'cause
hand.
now I'm thinking about clapping.
I know, right? Because clapping titties is like a thing that
Let me see your titties clap.
if I had to,
You can do them just like this.
my shit don't pick up too high. But when it dropped, it just dropped one time.
What?
Yeah, when you know some people got that boing, I just got bonk. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, so we're gonna go back to this because somebody has lost their damn mind.
Yeah. So anyway,
But yeah, you're right. You do have people that think. My thing is, I guess I wasted enough time on trying to give somebody chances to do right, and they don't do right. And I feel like you done wasted my time again. I'm tired of my time getting wasted. My time is valuable.
you know what though, and that's the thing. You hit the nail on the head with something very profound, right? Men won't like outside of love, right?
Mhm.
Men don't want to feel disrespected in a relationship. Women don't want to feel like they wasted their fucking time. Right?
Exactly.
Right? You can waste my time all day. Just don't disrespect me, right?
Mhm.
Don't make me feel disrespected as a man. Women outside, and we're talking about outside of love, right?
Mhm.
Outside of that, women don't want to feel like they have been with somebody and have wasted 10, 15, 20 years, even 5 years
Mhm.
of their life. They don't want to feel like they wasted that time. And the older that I believe, the older that you get, number one, the less patience you have for shit. But more importantly, for some people, not all people, because the older that they get, especially when you hit like 45, 50,
Yeah.
those
40,
people,
shit.
those people are going to be either one of two ways. The women are either going to be like, nigga, don't waste my time. I don't have time to waste with you. I'm moving on if you fuck up. Or those women are going to be like, I've put so much time into this man. I don't want to lose that time that I've spent with him.
Mhm.
And so I'm going to put up with some shit that I don't necessarily. I'm just telling you that there are people out there.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just not that one.
Right. And so that kind of answers the question about it, right? Now, why it happens with younger people, I don't fucking know. But in terms of older people, that is why it happens, because some people don't feel like they want to
Now
throw all of that time away.
I do know with some younger people, you know, because I was one of those when I was in my oh Lord, I don't know how old I was, but anyways, when I was married to my kid's dad, and you know, you have kids with this person, and you're with them, and you're young, whatever, and you're like, okay, we got these small kids, I got to make it work,
right?
And I kept on trying. And I looked up, and it was 13 years, and I'm still trying, and he's still doing the same thing. And I finally got tired, and I was like, yeah, I walked out. Like, I was done mentally, emotionally. I was out of there. But again, I'm different because it takes me a lot. I'm one of those it takes a lot for me because I keep a guard up. I don't like rejection. I don't like to be hurt. I don't like none of that shit. So I heavily guard myself because I'm like, no. So when I feel for you and I fall for you, I wear my heart on my sleeve and I do what I'm supposed, what I want to do. I take care of you. I nurture you. I do everything. You understand? And but when you get me to that place after I've spoken to you, after I told you, after we done argue, I don't like to argue. Believing what everybody say. The only time I like to argue is when I'm at work and I'm getting paid. Because I will argue for 8 full hours because I'm getting paid. When it's time for me to clock out, I'm clocking the hell out. And we're going to stop that argument. And we can resume that argument when I come back the next day. As long as I'm getting paid to argue. But if I'm at home and I got to argue with you, no. I'm not going to argue with you. My relationship should not be a battlefield. I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not doing that.
You just said something again profound, right?
Boy, shut your mouth.
You know, your household should be your fortress of solitude. Right? And a lot of the times people don't understand the shit that you have to deal with at work. Because and work is not just the place of employment, right? Works for me starts once I get in the car and I'm on my way to work. I have
brain freeze.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
work for me starts. What?
No, pollen.
Pollen. Nah, it's pollen with my. You about to leave me here? You see me over here dabbing my eye. I've been dabbing this eye for. Yeah, but she made me forget what I was saying.
Your home should be peaceful.
Oh yeah. When there's a lot of shit that I'm gonna talk about you that you have to deal with work, right? For you, your job doesn't start when you get at your job and clock in. Your job starts when you wake up to prepare for work. Right? Some people have this routine. Like for me, I have a routine. When I leave here, I stop at the gas station. I buy my energy drink. I buy my cigarettes. And if somebody at the damn gas station pisses me off, it changes my attitude at work. Right? And then when people come to work, those people that come to work that I interact with, if they come and rub me the wrong way, then it changes my attitude while I'm at work. And it forces me to cuss motherfuckers the fuck out.
Right.
And then you deal with everything that goes on at work. Like even today, I got rolled up today. Right. But that's a whole different conversation. Right. So that changes your attitude at work. And then when you leave work, you might have a routine. Like I know for me, when I leave work, I'm either going to go to the drive-through, get me something from McDonald's, or I'm going to go to the Waffle House and go in, get me a little something to eat, come home, sit in the car for about 20 minutes to just get all of that shit off of me before I come in the house. Because once I come in the house, I have to forget that this motherfucker just wrote me up and that motherfucker just pissed me off and the motherfucker at the gas station didn't have my goddamn brand of cigarettes, so now I'm mad. I have to forget all that shit and I have to come home and I have to be daddy. I have to come in the house and I have to be husband. They don't deserve for me to have to put all of that bullshit that I got out in the world off on them. Likewise, when I come home, I don't want to have to deal with the shit that you did out there in the street to come and interrupt my peace. The only person that gets a pass for that are your minor children, because they don't necessarily always know how to compartmentalize and don't always understand that that ain't how the shit's supposed to be. They get a pass. But these grown ass niggas that live in your house, they don't get that pass.
No.
Right? And so when you're talking about relationships, a lot of the times the relationship issues that you have is if I come home and I ask you, how was your day at work? Right? Men and women are different.
Right.
If I had a okay day at work, I'm just gonna tell you, oh, my work was straight today,
Right.
right? But if I ask you how your day at work was, you being the average woman, you are going to give me a whole list of things that happened when I don't necessarily want to hear about all of the parts of your day. Just give me the cliff notes. I just want what's important.
Right.
If it wasn't important, I'm just asking for a protocol, right? I'm just asking for protocol purposes, right?
Uh-huh.
What the hell? What the hell wrong with her?
She done spilled her drink.
Oh. Oh, okay, that's all right.
Yeah, but that's my thing. When I was married to my ex-husband, like it was when I was at my wit's end, I couldn't do it no more. I'm gonna be honest. I'm one of them. It takes a lot. Like when I'm in love with somebody, it takes a lot for me to disconnect, if that makes sense, because I'm trying to make it work. But however, we were married. So of course, when you're married, you're going to try to make some stuff work. Well, he didn't want to do right. So I was like, I'm out. Once I disconnect, and once you can tell, like once when I hit that fuck it mode, that's what you don't want me in that mode.
Right.
Because I'll never talk to your ass a day in my life again. I could see you walk past me. And this joker will walk past me to this day, and I will walk past him like we ain't never had kids together. That's how bad I am with it.
You know what? I hope I never get to that point.
I do that with everybody, though.
But and that's the thing, I always, and I know this is gonna sound weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I always have a philosophy of I want to, at the very least, be cordial enough to have just a good conversation with a person that didn't seen me naked before.
Oh, I have a conversation.
Right.
Hey, how you doing? And I keep it pushing.
That's not a conversation. That's a greeting.
I don't want you. Let me see my problem. Greeting. My problem is, and I'm not trying to say to make it sound bad, but every man that I have been with in a relationship, they always want to be back with me. And I'm not saying that to both, just I don't know, but it's the truth.
Right.
I mean, I got receipts. I mean, it's the truth. And that's how I know what my worth is. I know I'm a good woman at the end of the day.
Right.
And my thing is they're not stalkers. I don't want you to think that, but if I'm too nice and hold a conversation, then it always turns into, oh yeah, we should. No, hell, we shouldn't, because see that shit has passed.
And I think that's where things are a bit different for me, right? I can sit up and I can have a conversation. Well, the other part is I'm just a personable individual, right? I can sit up and have conversations with anybody, but especially with someone that I have been in an intimate relationship with, and I don't necessarily mean intimate in terms of slapping stomachs and all that shit, just a intimate relationship. I can have those conversations. I can have conversations with them without having to, like, you can focus on the past, but you don't have to try to relive history.
Yeah, but that's you,
right?
And it's a lot of men that are different than you.
Yeah. Oh.
And when you feel like you fumbled a good one, men always live in regret, and then they like, okay, if I get this chance again, I'm gonna do it the right way. Some men do, and I've ran up on a few of them. Trust me.
Yeah. So I mean, but and that's the thing is, like, a person that lives in the past, right? They don't realize who they are in the present, right?
Mm-hmm.
who you were back then is not who you are now. And you can look back and say retroactively, like, oh, I realize now that I should have done this when I was with her.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But even if you had done those things, you are this new person now. You might have done those things, but you might have fucked up somewhere else because you got 40-year-old fuck ups instead of 20-year-old fuck ups.
Right. But
Right.
you got some people who, like I said, they don't know when to let go. See, I know when to let go. When I'm not happy, I let go.
Well, and see,
And I hear what you're saying, but I've wasted enough time of dealing with men that don't know what they want,
so
or they do know what they want.
When you're not happy in a relationship,
I let them know.
Okay, you let them know, but you don't let them go immediately.
No.
So you do give them opportunity to rectify the situation.
Of course.
Okay, because you just made it seem like I'm not happy, bitch, I'm out.
No.
That's how you made it seem like I ain't happy, bitch, I'm out.
I'm not heartless. I have a heart. Like I said, when I love somebody, I wear my heart on my sleeve, but I ain't no fool with it neither. I'm going to talk to you and we're going to talk about this. And if you don't make changes and I get tired, then I'm going to get the hell on.
Okay. I mean, and rightfully so, right?
Like I said,
Rightfully
like you
so.
said, we're too old for that. Like you should know what you want. And men get, some men and women, that familiar, like I don't want to be with you just because we're familiar with each other. I don't want to be with somebody. I want to be happy.
Okay, so now
I don't want to live with somebody because we familiar, we know each other.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, and this is something that I thought about. And like when you were married, right? How long were you married?
13 long, painful years.
Leave all that other shit out. Just give me the numbers, right?
13 long, painful years.
Okay. This goddamn shit good as hell. Girl, I thank you. I thank you. If I had titties as big as yours, I would clap my titties for you for buying this right here. So this shit is delicious. But when you look at those 13 years, right? Let's say, what's wrong?
Nothing, fool. Ask a question.
When you look at those 13 years, right? Can you say that with that time period, that person up to the point that y'all separated, knew you, that you gave yourself to him completely? Like, he knew your childhood, he knew all the shit about you and all that shit, right? At some point,
he even knew my friends too.
Okay, cool. I mean, and that's important.
No, nigga. No. He knew some of my friends too.
No, I'm saying that's important.
No, nigga. Intimately.
These people are no longer your friends, right?
No.
Okay, cool. That's a little too close, right?
That threw you for a loop.
You know what? And here, let me just say this right quick, right? Now, here's the thing that is, my wife has two friends, like two real friends, right? Them two heifers is the only ones that have been in my house that my wife has brought here, right? I knew one of those people before I knew my wife, and I met the other one after I met my wife, right? Those two girls, those two ladies, right? And they be watching sometime, right? But that's one thing I ain't never gonna have to deal with, right? That's one thing I ain't never got to worry about. Well, let me say it differently. That's one thing my wife ain't got to worry about. Because neither one of them motherfuckers is for me. That ain't my type.
Right.
Right? Fuck no. That the other part of it is when you get with somebody, you have to understand who you're not just in a relationship with them. You're in a relationship with their personality, with their character, and everything that comes along with it, right?
Mhm.
It's easy for anyone to fall in love with my wife
Mhm.
because of her personality. She don't deal with a lot of people, and when she with somebody, she's with them completely
Mhm.
because she doesn't have a lot of friends.
Right.
So if somebody's with her, then she's going to focus her attention on them. Me, I'm a motherfucking handful
Mhm.
because I am a social person. I split my time up with so many different groups of people. I deal with so many people. I was in the band, so I got band people. I was in a fraternity, I got fraternity people. I did so many other things. I was in the military, so I got military people. You know what I'm saying? And so I like to divide my time with all of these groups of people. And when I divide my time with those groups of people, it doesn't always allot time for my wife, which kind of works out because even though you're in the same house, right,
Mhm.
it permits you to have an opportunity to miss your wife. And so that when you miss your spouse and you get to reconnect with them, you know what I mean? Once you get to reconnect with them, and again, this is just shit that works for me in my house. This shit might not work for you, right?
Mhm.
But once you have an opportunity to be able to miss the person that you are with and you get to reconnect with them, it doesn't make your relationship boring. When you're dating someone, you're trying to figure out everything about them and know their family and know all this. When you'd have been with a motherfucker for 20 some years, you know every goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have to find different ways to be able to find new shit to do.
Yeah, I get that. But when you stand with somebody just because it's familiar to you and you know that you are not in love with that person anymore, you just don't want to go out.
No. See, now that's a different ball game.
But that's
Right.
what I'm saying. A lot of people they don't want to let go because you said, I've seen it. They're familiar. They're okay, well, I know this person and I don't feel like going to know, like with me, for instance.
Right.
I get asked out on dates and I lie to myself and I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna go. And then I get home and be like, yeah, forget that. I don't feel like doing nothing. Cause just the thought of me having to get up, get dressed, put on makeup, go out here and make up a whole damn conversation. And I don't even feel like it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I done talked myself out of it. So that phone would be ringing. I just be looking at it like, yeah, I won't be talking to you today, sir. But that's me. That's just who I am. You know, you have to catch my interest. If you get my interest, then yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go on out and I'm gonna see what what it was cracking or whatever. But other than that, no. But I'm not going to stay with somebody because it's familiar.
You know what I do? I think once you reach a different level, right? Because we're in our 50s, right? Once you hit the 60s and 70s, I think that your mentality changes. And I've seen proof of that, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I ain't that age yet.
Right. But let me paint a picture for you, right? My homeboy from college, his mama and daddy got divorced a long time ago, right?
Uh-huh.
And his mama got remarried and mama, her husband passed away, right? Her husband, the mama was dating somebody in high school.
Uh-huh.
This dude went off to the military and shit didn't work out with him and my homeboy mama.
Right.
So he went out, did his own thing, got his own life, got his wife and children and shit. She went out and did the same thing. She lost her husband. He lost his wife. They reconnected in their fucking 60s and 70s, right? They reconnected in their 60s and 70s, and they was like, you know what? I wanted you way back in the day. Let's go out next week and get married. Them motherfuckers got married the next week, right?
Oh.
They didn't waste no time, right? But it was also a situation where, okay, I'm familiar enough with this person, even though I've missed this person and they had to do their own thing. I'm familiar enough with this person. Once you get to be 70 years old, you can get a pass with a lot of shit, right? Yeah, I'm because, here, I might have another 10 years left on Earth. I might also have another 10 minutes. I don't know what the fuck I got because you fucking 70 years old.
Right.
So if I see somebody that I want to be with, if I wasn't married, right?
Yeah.
If I see somebody I want to be with the mindset that I have right now, I could say to myself, either I'm very familiar with this person and this is who I want to be with because of me being familiar, and I could learn to love this person later.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to do that than it is to try to go and find somebody, learn who they are, learn to love them, and then marry them, right?
Right. Because
people don't want to admit it, but the truth of the matter is this, right? Love is really a situation where if you spend enough time with a person, you can learn to love them, right?
Right.
You might not like a lot of shit about them, right?
Uh-huh.
But if you spend enough time with a motherfucker, you can learn to love that person, right?
Uh-huh.
And if you have, see, there it is right there. Love is a daily choice. I'm gonna read it for you with your blind ass. Love is a daily love is a daily choice, right?
Uh-huh.
And the truth of the matter is again, if you spend enough time with the person, you can learn to love that person. You can learn to identify the things that you identify with that person with.
Right.
Right.
I get.
And you can do that. And so in theory, you can get familiar with somebody enough to be comfortable enough to say, you know what, I can learn to love this person. But right now, this person is the most familiar person in my life.
And I guess, but I've been there, done that, and I don't want to do that again. I want to be with somebody who genuinely wants to be with me, not just because we know each other and we don't want to go out and learn somebody else. I mean, because that's what I'm doing now.
Right.
When you're dating somebody at our age, that's what you're doing. You're basically looking for a shoe that fits you.
Right. Right.
You understand? So I'm not just gonna sit here and deal with somebody because I watched my aunt do that.
Mm-hmm.
She settled. I'm not settling for nothing. Do you understand me?
Right.
So when I see something that first of all, if I'm dealing with you and we've been dealing for a while and nobody has talked about committing and us being exclusive, that's a problem for me, which means that maybe you don't like me as much as I thought you did. And maybe I need to get the hell on.
Ooh, stop right there, right? So maybe he don't like you as much as what?
As you thought that he did.
Right. Okay. So that's remember a few weeks ago we talked about people saying I love you to someone, and if they don't feel that way,
mm-hmm.
how they should respond.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that kind of ties into this, right? Because that person may not feel, that way in terms of being with you, right? And I know that this is going to be a little perplexing for you to wrap your brain around, right? Because some people, when they get into relationships, that once you start putting titles on relationships, especially when I don't want to say especially, but when you start putting titles on people, unless you clearly identify what those titles are, it becomes a bit fuzzy for both people that's in the relationship, right? So if you are under the impression that I am your man and I'm with you, but this ain't my woman, right? You don't belong to me, right? And the reason that you don't belong to me, for whatever reason, I could say that you're not mine until we marry.
Okay. Because I was like, wait a minute.
I could say you're not mine until we marry.
But what if y'all having a conversation? Because I've I've had girlfriends that are with their dude. They actually had a conversation like, we're just going to date each other. We're done with that. You're my woman. I'm your man. We're not doing it.
I don't believe in it. I mean, that's just me.
Right. But you have others that do.
Yeah, you have others that do. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? I believe that even when I get engaged to a woman, right? Engagement is nothing more than at some point down the line, I'm taking you off the market. Right? Listen, remember when we was younger, we used to buy shit and we used to we used to go, especially when you were talking about your children. You get all your children together, you go to the store, you put all their clothes in for the summer, in the summer for school, right? And when you window shopping for the clothes, that's the dating process, right? When you take the clothes and you put them bitches in the layaway, right? That's the goddamn engagement, right? It don't matter what the situation is. At the end of the day, if them people at not the grocery store, if them people at the department store want to take your shit off a layaway, they could take that shit off a layaway and give it to somebody else because that shit don't belong to you.
Okay, so what you're saying is,
and what I'm saying ultimately is, until this motherfucker is married to me.
Can I say it?
I'll say what?
Date them all, sis.
Yeah. Oh shit. But in theory, absolutely, right?
Date them all.
In theory, until you are married, you are still single, right? Let me see what that says, because that's a lot.
Now you done messed me up.
My husband says that I told him in one of his first conversations that I wasn't interested in a friend and I didn't need another boyfriend. I was waiting on my husband. He says he knew at that moment that I was confident enough to walk away from any man, no matter how much I loved him. If he had no plans to marry men, I think all too often women fail to define what they want up front, which opens the door for non-commitment on the part of the man.
I agree. I agree with that.
That's the whole, exactly.
I agree with that.
And the issue at hand is, the older that you get, the more you understand and appreciate the shit. But for me, if you are not willing to marry me, right? If you're not willing to marry me, I can go and date her. I can go and date this one.
And you date them all.
Right? I can go and, because the truth of the matter is,
may the best man win.
It really and truly doesn't take. It don't take 5-6 years for you to figure out if this motherfucker is the motherfucker you want.
That part.
It don't take that long.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, because what's funny is women, we know who we want to be with. It's just, man, you got You got a handful that just want to waste somebody's time. They know they're not serious about you, but they just want to keep you around, and they tell you this, and you and your feelings. That's what I mean by letting go. You got to learn how to let go, because you can tell me this until you blue in the face, but actions speak louder than words.
You know what though? But what's also pertinent to the conversation is you have some people who operate like this, right? Me and you in a relationship. I'm telling you that, you know what, this don't feel right. This ain't finna work out.
Right.
If I'm telling you this, I'm opening my mouth and I'm telling you this.
Yeah.
You have some people who'll be like, oh, well, we can make it work.
Yep. And they do.
I'm gonna make you love me.
Yep.
I'm gonna make you want to be with me. Right. I don't care what it's gonna take. You're going to want to be with me, right? Because those people have a preconceived notion in their head that this is the person that I'm supposed to be with. Right. Some people even go so far as to say, God told me that this is the man
and God
that I want to be with.
Shit.
Right. You know what? And what's crazy? Oh my goodness. There was this lady, right? I wish I had saved this goddamn video. This lady talked about how she's sitting there with her husband being interviewed. She's sitting there with her husband being interviewed, and she's talking about how she had to understand that even though she knew her husband wasn't shit, she would get up and iron clothes for her husband, knowing that he was, I'm talking about putting creases in this nigga shit, knowing that he was getting ready to go out of town for the weekend to spend the weekend with his side chick. He's ironing this nigga shit.
Well, I would have burnt every piece.
I'm gonna find, and she said God told her that I bullshit you not. She said God told her to put the creases in that, and she's still with this motherfucker to this day.
She a slap fool.
Right.
Let me talk to her.
Right.
Because let me tell you something.
Oh Lord, I wish I could find that goddamn video. Oh no, I know. I sent that video to somebody.
My glasses on. Let me tell you something.
I sent that video to somebody.
I don't like to share. I'm not going to share. And if I find out that I'm with you and you got somebody on the side, I'm gonna let you have her because I get jealous.
Oh no.
I need all my time. And I'm not finna compete with nobody else. If that's where you want to be, hey, have at it. I might be hurt. I'm probably gonna cry. But let me tell you something. You can have her. The hell you
let me turn the volume up so y'all can hear it, right? Y'all can't see it, but y'all can hear it.
No, dog. No.
I just completely changed.
Any unexpected
as a person, and I realized that God loves me, that God has a purpose and plan for my life, that God chose me, that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. So he would call me out my name, it wouldn't bother me because I allowed God's voice to be louder than his. And when I was going through transition of him not coming home on the weekends, not being there, telling me I hate you, I'll never love you, I wish I never married you. I knew that life and death is in the power of the tongue through the word of God. So I would say, you will love me one day. We will have a good marriage one day. And although he would go out for weekends, I would literally help him get ready to go meet his side chick by ironing his clothes and getting him ready for the night. And these are all things I was graced to do. I would not encourage anybody to do that unless you are graced by God to do this. But once I knew who I was, I realized,
her self-worth is that low that she is okay with having him.
And that,
because I slapped the hell out of her.
And that, what is crazy is what's the real crazy part of all of that is
no way.
You don't realize. You do not realize that there are way more women in the world like that exists in 2025 than you want to give credit for.
Her problem is she don't want to be by herself. I don't mind being by myself. I'm at peace by myself. I ain't got to worry about who I'm cooking for, what I got to cook for, when I got to be home, what I got to. No. Because what I'm not finna do, I'm not finna disgrace myself by ironing your shit while you go out with another chick. There is no way, and you're my husband.
Right.
That is called disrespect. That is so disrespectful, and somebody needs to talk to her. Lord have mercy. Somebody need to call her.
But the issue at hand, there are way too many people in the world. Like, you know what's crazy? What's even crazier than what I just said, right?
Ain't no way.
What's even crazier than what I just said is, if we're talking 25, 30 years ago, you know how many women like that I have encountered?
Well, I guess I'm just a whole nigga in here because
you know how many women like that I have encountered.
And I'm ironing your clothes for your side chick. Just know, nigga, you finna be ironing my clothes for my side dude.
Right. But I'm telling you that type of shit
out your damn
happens way too often.
And that's sad. That is sad. Just because she wanted, and God said, God ain't told you nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You're not finna sit here and tell me that God told you, because God, no, you're not finna, no.
But see,
ain't no way. And then he's sitting on a chair like he looked like Denzel Washington or something. This joker looked like a damn Humpty Dumpty with this lime green on. If you go sit your
time out. Time out. This young lady right here, she said something profound. Let me put this up on the screen, right? She said, I wouldn't assist my husband with cheating. However, marriage is much of a business deal as it is about love. She's gonna protect her business interests at all costs. It's definitely an unpopular opinion. That unpopular opinion is one that I completely and utterly agree with, right? I'm not finna help you go out here and cheat on me.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not finna help you go out here.
Draw the line somewhere. And I damn sure ain't ironing your clothes so you could go and cheat on me.
Yeah.
Come on,
that's diabolical. Like,
yes. I mean, if she crying, I want to know. I need to ask this question.
That's diabolical.
Is she crying while she ironing his clothes?
You know what? At that point, I'm like, you know what? If you going out on, if I'm married to you and you got a whole side nigga, right? You got a whole side piece out there, right? I'm not finna iron your clothes at the very, especially, okay. Let's just say, for the sake of this conversation, right, that you are the breadwinner in our house, right? And it would be advantageous for me to remain with you, from not just for, love and all this other bullshit, but if I leave you, I'm leaving a whole lot of money on the table, right? If we don't go out there and get you a side nigga, at the very least, and be gone for the whole weekend,
can he pay some bills?
Like, more important than that, I like, can you put your own goddamn clothes in the dry cleaners? I'm not finna press your motherfucking clothes.
While I'm pressing your clothes, I'm gonna put some of that thick powder on it so your ass will be itching the whole fucking day.
Yeah, what I'm not finna do is I'm not finna iron your motherfucking clothes. You gonna go and goddamn put your shit in the dry cleaners. I'm not finna help you cheat. However, as she stated, for some people, you have to be able to protect your business.
But at the end of the day, when you look at it, he really wasn't cheating, because she knew. To me, that would be called an open marriage just on his part, because she was stupid enough to sit there and let it go down.
I don't believe.
So my thing is, now we just in an open marriage, because see, you out there in them streets, I'm about to be out there in them streets.
That's not open though. If he is allowed to go out there and do what he's doing, and she's not allowed to
No. But see, that's the shit she agreed to, because if you going out there and it's okay.
But we're talking about her situation.
We're talking about me now. Going out there too.
Yeah, but we talking about it with her situation.
I'm getting my black blown out too.
Oh Lord.
Tick for tack. I go by energy, baby. How we playing this game today? That's what I'm gonna need to know. I'm petty too? Oh no. I wish you would. Boy. And see, that's what I'm saying. Instead of being with somebody and cheating, I will let you go if I know my interest is not there anymore.
Right.
I will not cheat. I know how that feels to be cheated on. That's why I said, was she crying when she was ironing his clothes?
Yeah.
Was she crying the whole weekend while he out there doing that? Because 9 times out of 10, while he out there with his side piece for the whole weekend, I might add, she at home probably laying in the bed depressed. Oh no, sir. I would have been in New Orleans somewhere getting my back blown out.
Yeah. You know, so ultimately,
and I would have skipped right back in the house when he came home. Oh, how was your weekend? It was wonderful.
Yeah, and you know, that's the other thing, right? It's like when you go out, right? And I know that, you know, when you get older, you know better, you do better, right? But when I was younger, you should have never showed me that.
Made my whole goddamn blood boil.
You know what I'm saying?
Why just be sitting there? Y'all had to see her. She just sitting there like it's okay.
Yeah.
Why even be married at that point? Why be married?
Because, like she said here, that most marriages are based on not just love. It is a business deal.
Well, excuse me, I'm married for love.
But you know, yeah,
the business deal is gonna be us making it together. And the minute that something ain't right, I will get them divorce papers from off the top of the refrigerator and sign them.
The marriage is simply it's simply a contract.
Yeah, that's right? On them. That's what I'm saying. When I'm with somebody, I take it's serious.
The contract can be serious too.
No, ain't no contract.
What the fuck you mean ain't no contract?
I'm stuck with you.
Certificate with me. It's a contract.
Fuck out of here. We are together.
Nah.
We are married. Ain't no ironing, no clothes. Ain't nobody going to see no side chick for the weekend.
The marriage. See, that's one thing I think people misunderstand about marriage, though. Love is a part of marriage, right? But it's not the only part of marriage, right?
You know, I've been married before.
I understand that.
Okay, and I've done everything. I know what marriage is.
But
I get that. I understand that. However,
right,
we not finna be ironing no clothes. So
no. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is
got my whole no.
That's not what I'm saying. Forget the cheating. Forget that, right?
I can't unsee it.
But you got to walk with me. Fuck her for a minute. Walk with me. Forget the fact that people are cheating, right?
God, I can't even eat my damn shit.
But you know, when you talk about when people get married, some people do get married simply for
pregnant one.
You say pregnant. I always, when I see them, I say, "Ooh, these is blue titties," or twins titties. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. And you say she just said they were pregnant. Who says Eminem was pregnant? They either twins or titties, right? Is there more titties in there? Mm-hmm. Right? I don't want none unless they titties. I don't want them unless.
Wow.
My bad.
Oh man.
You can take that one 2 different ways. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
I think with me, the reason that bothers me so bad, and I get what y'all saying, that marriage is a business deal as well.
Right.
However, you know, don't tell nobody, I am a hopeless romantic.
Right.
You know, I watch all them Hallmark movies and
that bullshit that be on.
Yeah. So I look at it as that. So I look like right now, I want my fairy tale. I didn't have it with my marriage. I'm tired of being the strong one, if that makes sense. I'm strong. I'm tired. Yeah. I'm tired of being strong, y'all. I'm tired. My back is big enough. is tired of being strong. So I'm looking for that person that completes me as well as I complete them. The way that I love them, I want them to love me the same way.
Okay, well, let me ask you this right here. If you find that person, is the marriage necessary?
No.
Okay.
Been there, done that.
So you could go, let's say, your birthday in October. Your birthday in October, right?
If it turns into
let's
marriage,
say 2 years from now, well, 1.5 years from now, right? If you meet somebody today at the gas station, and then 1.5 years from now, right?
Why I got to be the gas station?
I mean, you don't always find motherfuckers at, right? You know, but let's say you meet the motherfucker at the gas station. You go to the gas station, meet the motherfucker, and then 1.5 years from now, this motherfucker like, okay, you know what? Let's move in. Let's do together. Let's, do da 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 da. I don't ever want to get married, but I'm never gonna cheat on you, and we're gonna live like we are married.
As long as we got them papers together. So if you die or I die, we get whatever. That's the only thing with that. Because, like if you...
So with that being said, right? Okay. Because a marriage on paper takes care of all of that shit to begin with.
Yeah, but you also have wheels. You have a wheel.
I mean, you have wheels, you got trust and all that other shit, right? But...
it's not, like I said, it's not that the marriage thing, because I mean, back in the day, what was it? Common law marriages.
Yeah.
You had common law, and they were the happiest motherfuckers there was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they changed their things. I'm not big, like I don't have to, I'm not, how can I put this? I'm not one of those typical women, oh, I gotta be married, Been there, done that. A marriage is easy to get into and it's hell to get out of.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I think marriages should be.
Don't you say it?
No, fuck it. Fuck it. Marriage licenses should be just like driver license. Them bitches should expire every 4 years, and you should pay to renew them bitches. Because especially if you don't have children, or if your children are grown and old enough where you don't have to deal with the support and all that other shit. If you don't want to be, if I want to be married to your ass, when our anniversary show up in goddamn 3 years, you know what? I'm not renewing this shit. You going on about your motherfucking business. I'm going on about my business. Fuck that. Marriage licenses should be just like driver's license and fishing license and all this other bullshit. You got to renew them bitches every year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, right? But I feel real adamant about that.
I mean, I ain't mad at you. It would have saved me a lot of money when I got divorced.
That's what I'm saying. Fuck these lawyers. Just don't renew your shit.
Yeah. And now, do you agree with what she put here? I can't do it. My nail got in the way. Damn.
Men don't generally give that everything, at least not long term. If they don't, fucking right. I believe that.
No, okay.
Fucking right. I believe that. I'm not finna give you a hot quarter.
I mean,
not even money, but even from an emotional standpoint, I'm not going to be transparent with you if I don't see that you're someone that I could potentially marry. I'm not going to be vulnerable with you. I'm not going to expose too much of my childhood, my trauma. I'm not going to do that, right? Because history has shown that when a man and a woman are on Splitsville, men say shit. Everybody say shit that they don't mean when they, especially in the heat of the moment, right? But you want to pull and call shit out from my childhood, from some shit that is a trauma for me, right? And throw that shit in my face, right? That's the wrong time to throw that shit in my face, right? Because now it's like, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to react, right? Now, I can say this unequivocally. In my 47 years on earth, outside of when I was younger and I used to fight my sister and my cousin Tasha, right? Because, you know, brothers and sisters and family members fight all the time, especially when you're little, right? But outside of me fighting my sister and my cousin Tasha, I ain't never laid my hands on no woman.
Right.
Right? But if I confide in you and you go out there and expose a part of me that I never told to anybody, to your little friends in the group chat, you know what I'm saying? Or to your co-workers and some shit, right? Oh, girl, my boyfriend, he got whatever. And then I find out that you out here talking about me, talking about our shit outside of the house. Even I don't give a fuck who it is. I know. It's gonna be problematic. Let me see what this says here. I have a dear friend who wants endless love, even if she doesn't get married. I told her this is a trauma response. She's been hurt before, and she's settling because she's willing to commit to men who doesn't plan to marry. I don't know if I
don't think that's a trauma thing. I think, has she ever been married?
Well, see, that's the thing. Well, see,
because some women just don't want to get married again.
Some folks don't want to get. Some folks don't want to go through that.
And it's not that it's a trauma thing. Like I'm okay with it if I'm with somebody and we whatever. Okay, fine, we can get married.
I say, yeah, she been married and divorced.
Yeah,
right?
See, that's
so for me, I can kind of see her point of view.
Yeah, me
right?
too.
Because sometimes, I mean, but to her credit, because she's been married and divorced, we don't know how tumultuous the marriage or the divorce was.
Right.
So in essence, that could be a trauma response.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't want to be married. So I could see why people want that endless love, and even if they don't want to be married, I can see that. That's me.
Oh,
right. I could see that. But for me, I can't say that I would want to live in a world and not be married.
And see, now I don't agree with that. I mean, I get what she's saying. She doesn't want to go through to risk another divorce. That is not me. If it does happen and I do get married again, so be it. I'm not looking at it as, oh, I don't want to risk another divorce, because I mean, whether it's a risk of a divorce or a risk of a breakup, either way, it's going to hurt. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Well, see, you know what though, and that's the thing and I know that what I'm getting ready to say is easier to say than to do, right? But I can't. Let's look at the two of you, right? Okay, if I'm with you and me and you end horribly, I can't put that pressure on her,
right,
to make sure that she doesn't do the shit that you do,
right. It's a trigger,
and so I can't put that pressure on her. It's
and that's not fair, right?
It is unfair for me to look at her and be like, let me hold all of this shit against you, even though you didn't do nothing. It was her stupid ass that was doing all this other shit. But I'm gonna sit there and make you responsible for that shit. That's not fair to you. The fuck out of here. Fuck wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? What?
My stupid ass ain't did shit. It was your stupid ass.
No, it was definitely you. Fuck out of here.
And I don't do no wrong.
You know, April Fool was 22 days ago. Motherfucker.
No, but I get that. And that's why I'm like I don't I try not to. Okay. I try not to. All the stuff that I went through in my past, even being cheated on and everything else. Like I even tell one of my exes now, and we still talk from time to time. I do ignore him a lot. I do. But however, I talk when I feel like it. I was with him for 5 years. And through that relationship, it made me stronger and it taught me a lot.
Mhm.
So sometimes you have to look back at those relationships that weren't the best, and there's lessons there, and you can't move forward with somebody else, and just because this trigger that this person that you were with did doesn't mean that they're going to do the same thing.
Absolutely. And I think that a big part of that is, I mean, you touched on it, but it is something that needs to be hammered into everyone's head.
Right.
When you go from one relationship, before you go into another relationship, some of us need to completely and utterly like go through whatever you have to go through to get that person completely out of your system so that they won't block your next blessing.
Exactly.
Right? One of the things that we don't necessarily look at in today's society, especially people our age, the younger people are different. And I can applaud the younger people for this, right? But people our age don't want to go to therapy,
right,
for shit that they really and truly need to go to therapy for. Younger people are like, you know what? Let me go find me a therapist. Let me get da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And they come out better on the other side of it because they do it. Right. But what we have to do, we don't necessarily have to go to a therapist, right? But we need to find somebody that we can talk to, somebody that can help guide us emotionally so that we can get out of our own way.
Yeah.
Because if we stay in our own way, the Lord himself could place the perfect person for you in front of you, and you're going to find a way to fuck that shit up.
Yeah.
Because you haven't been able to heal yourself. Or more importantly, sometimes God places people in your life to be your therapist.
Yeah.
This guy could be the guy that comes into your life to help fix you. Right. So let me just talk to the people out here real quick. So sometimes, especially when you're talking about you have these breakups, right? You have these breakups, especially with women, right? When women have these breakups, they are heartbroken, right? And what happens is, just imagine that your heart is a glass and your glass is falling to the floor, right? When glass hits the floor, it's going to be broken, right? Now, in theory, what should happen is you should get on your hands and knees, pray to God for you to get some understanding out of this whole situation. But while you're down there on your knees, start picking up the pieces to your heart yourself.
Yeah.
And start putting them together. But what happens is, if I meet a woman, because this is something that I learned myself, right? If I'm trying to get with you and I can see you on your knees, trying to put the pieces of your heart back together, I'm down on my knees with you. I'm praying with you. But I'm taking all of the pieces from you so that you can focus on other shit.
Right.
And I'm putting them pieces back together. Once your heart is complete, then I'm going to give it back to you. Right? Because I put this work in to put you back together, but I haven't earned you yet. I have to give you your heart back. And then I have to now that you're whole, now I have to earn it. Because just because I pieced your ass back together don't mean I earned it. What the fuck? Anybody can piece you back together. This is what the fuck they make therapists for. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
That's what they make therapists for. Right? But some people, and this is not for the relationship people right now. This is for the hoes out here. Right?
You said the hoes.
The hoes.
You heard what he said.
Right?
I just closed my eyes.
This for the hoes. Right? When you go out here and you find these people that are hurt, right? if you down there playing the role of trying to fix the shit, right? That's one of the best times to hold, right? Because now you done caught a motherfucker at their most vulnerable moment, right?
And you're gonna hurt them again.
I said if you're trying to be a hoe. That's what I said. Hoes don't care about feelings. Hoes care about busting nuts.
Oh my God.
That's all hoes care about.
Just find another hoe to be a hoe with.
Oh, two hoes together.
Because you know what? Hurt people hurt people.
Hurt people, but hoe people be hoeing people.
Silent, shut the hell up.
Oh man. But if we can get serious for a moment, right? So let's go back, right?
I can't even go back there for that.
Yeah, we're gonna go back. So the truth of the matter is, when you get with somebody that has been hurt, you have to, especially as men, you have to help that person get back to who they used to be before they got hurt, before you can even entertain the idea of getting with them. Because if you don't, you're gonna have to deal with some backlash from the previous relationship.
And men, don't give up so easily on a woman. Don't give up so easily on a woman that is guarded, because a lot of us women have been through a lot of things. So of course it takes, like that 5-year relationship I was in. Let me tell y'all something. When I say I learned some lessons, I learned some lessons. Do you hear me? I did not, and I will not take those into another relationship, because I can't, just because he did it doesn't mean that this one is going to do it. Now, however, I told you those were lessons, and that's how I look at them. And honestly, it made me stronger. That's how I feel. It made me stronger. How long did it take to date afterwards? I'm still chilling, huh?
Well, you know what? And here's I want to.
But you got to remember, I'm sorry for cutting you off. With this 5-year relationship, I actually was there. Like, he almost died. I nursed him back to health. I did a lot of stuff for him, and to this day, I love him. I don't love him to be with him again. You understand?
Right.
But I do love him as a person, because genuinely he's a good person. He's actually engaged. He's engaged now. And we learned a great deal with each other. I think in his head, he thought that I would wait for him to do what he was, out there trying to be single. And I think he thought I would wait. And I did it, and I gave him as much as I could. And then when I started feeling like it was bad, I did things that I'm not happy about. That it took, anytime somebody takes you out of that your comfort zone, and you start going under garages and doing dumb stuff, it's not worth it. And I should have left, but again, I didn't know how to let go. I was immature at the time, and I was in love, and I thought the feelings were mutual, which they were. He just, again, hurt people. And however, I didn't let that deter me from meeting whomever. You understand? And I would do it all over again. If he was to almost die and I had to nurse him back to health, I'll do it all over again, because that made me a better person.
And I'm glad you're a better person, right? I don't necessarily know if I could be the better person.
Yeah, it was
and a lot of times you don't know until you're thrust into those situations, right? But just sitting here listening and trying to process, like, nigga, could you be that? No, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you don't want to be with me, let this new nigga take care of you. Fuck out of here.
Well, I didn't know.
But I'm just saying this is how my brain is processing, right?
Right.
But I want to back up to some shit you said before. because this shit needs to be addressed, right? If a woman has been hurt and is in her healing process, and I am trying to get you out of that, right? You said for fellas, don't give up on her too easy, too quickly, right? I think that's some bullshit.
I don't.
Right.
What I mean by don't give up.
And I'm gonna tell you why I think it's some bullshit. Because not even an hour ago, you mentioned about you not wanting to waste time on trying to. You don't want to waste your time on a motherfucker, right? You mentioned that like not an hour ago, right?
Okay, because I'm not wasting my time. But
okay,
what I mean,
what if I feel like I'm wasting my time on a motherfucker who's so focused? Who's still so focused on this previous nigga that she can't deal with the real nigga in front of her?
No, you're misunderstanding. First of all, if she's still focused on that previous nigga, then you need to let her be focused.
If she's hurt, that hurt that she's dealing with is still a part of this previous relationship.
But it depends on the woman, because I'm not like other women. When I hurt amongst myself. I don't take my hurt out on somebody else because it's not their
fault. So you're a fucking unicorn.
I guess so. I just don't do that.
So we ain't talking about you. We talking about your average women. We're not talking about horses. We talking about you. We're not talking about unicorns. We're talking about horses.
It depends. Like, because some women have a guard up because they're trying to figure you out, or if you're really real.
Right.
And that's what I mean by no. I'm not saying waste 7-8 months and this mug right here is still looking for things. No, if she's still looking for things, then she's not over whatever, and it's going to be an issue. She has to get whatever hurt is in her.
Right.
She has to get that out. There's nothing that man can do.
Yeah, what I'm not doing, like I say, if we're talking about some shit from my 20s. I might fuck around and wait, because I was, once I stopped being a hoe.
Nigga, when did you stop being a hoe?
When I stopped being a hoe and started getting serious about relationships, then I was like, okay, okay, whatever, right? But prior to that, I'm not wasting no motherfucking time.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
I'm not wasting no motherfucking time. But the other part is, yeah, and see, this is what I mean right here. Hurt people need to heal themselves before entering another relationship. It's never fair to bring baggage into a relationship and expect your partner to carry it. Exactly. And that's my whole point. You know what I mean? If I see, but the other part of that is if I see that you are one of those hurt people who needs to heal themselves, and I can clearly see that you have baggage, and then I continue to, move on into this relationship with you, I am just as much at fault as you are.
Exactly.
Right? I am just as much responsible as you are, but one of us has to be mature enough to say, we need to just wait. Right? We need to just wait until we are both ready to start this relationship, because right now neither one of us are prepared, because you have emotional baggage from your previous relationship, and I have this, Superman complex where I feel like I need to come in and rescue someone who can only rescue themselves.
Yeah, now I don't condone that, because I can't rescue nobody.
You know what I'm saying? You got to really rescue yourself.
Rescue myself.
You know what I'm saying?
I got to throw myself a life preserve. What the hell? Because I'm drowning some days. What? Bruh, no.
She talking about she drowning.
I do be drowning sometimes. I be drowning. Like, I get in my little feelings too.
Her booty is a flotation device by itself.
Shut the hell up. Ain't nobody asked you nothing about my behind.
Well, I'm just saying.
But I do. Sometimes I have to take a step back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I might, and I don't even mean no harm. I might deactivate my page for a day, maybe two, depends. Sometimes I need
That's
to.
what happened, because I tried to tag you in some shit and the shit didn't even work. That's what the fuck you did.
Yeah, I be having to sit back because I get in my modes. Sometimes I deal with I get depressed. You know what I mean? Because I look back on stuff and I'll be like, dang. And you see stuff that's going on, like just little things, like I said, I'm happy for everybody who can move on and everything else. But sometimes I'm like, Lord, I be having to talk to God.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, Lord, what am I doing wrong? Like, what is it? I thought this was the one. And what I don't know what's going on. Like, what is the problem? And then I have to go and talk to myself in the mirror, like, girl, you the bitch. Like, you tripping. Like, ain't nothing wrong with you, sis. Like, you need to get it together. You got to coach yourself back up. And sometimes I have to take myself out of the equation and I have to sit back and get myself together, because it's not fair for me to lean on somebody else when I get in this depression mode, when I already know the answer. You understand what I'm saying?
That's part of it, right? You know, part of it is you think that you know the solution to said problem.
No, I don't know the solution. That's why I have to know.
I'm saying some people think that they know the solution to the problem, but the other part is sometimes people don't realize that God has one of the best senses of humor on just ever, right? And so when you're looking for a man and you're looking for this, forget what a man or a woman, right? Whatever you're praying to God for, sometimes God gives you something else or tests something else, to make sure that you are worthy of what you're asking for. And
you got to remember that the devil also hears your prayers,
right?
And he will send the same thing. However, it's not. It's what you think God sent, and it don't be.
And so what happens, and what I am currently dealing with, right, is, you know, regardless of what I am dealing with, I know that what my test is at this time is, I'm talking about old girl up there.
I'm talking about this heifer right here.
Oh, right here.
She just holding her forehead. We boring you?
The thing is patience, right? For me, it's patience,
and it is, and I don't have a lot of patience,
and that's it, right?
I don't, and that's why I have
patience.
I have to take myself out of the equation, because you know we always put ourselves in some stuff. And then I have to have that talk. It might take all day, but me and God is talking like I'm fussing, and I know I ain't supposed to be fussing.
Right.
But I'm like, God, this ain't funny no more. Like, what are you trying to show me? Like, I thought this was the one. We like the same music. We like this. We like this. We do this. We got this in common. Am I the only one that sees this? Because I thought. And God like, sis, I got you. And I'm looking like, bruh, no, you don't. Because I'm not understanding.
So,
yeah, I be talking to God like that's my homeboy.
Do you think that you have, since we've been talking about it, do you think that you have completely gotten yourself emotionally prepared for another relationship?
As far as a relationship, I do. However, I just wanted to be with the right person. I'm tired of you know, sometimes we sabotage ourselves. And I know I do a lot of it. Like I said, I just don't, I get myself overwhelmed because I know I have to get out there and date. I do. And just the thought of I be hyped. And then I get home, I lay across that bed and I be like, you know what? I ain't feeling this. Cause what if, and then this, and yeah, no. And I talk myself out of it because honestly, I just be ready.
You know what? And here's the problem, right?
I just want to lay across the bed.
No, here's the problem, right? And this is just me on the outside looking in, right? And you can tell me if I'm wrong. But this young lady right here will probably have better insight than I would because she communicates with you on much more frequent basis than I do.
She ain't gonna do nothing but look at me smile.
But could part of the could part of the problem be that as outspoken as you are in our lives, that when it comes to you dealing with a relationship with a person, that there's a huge lack of confidence in yourself?
Yes, I am.
That
that
you deal with, right?
I do.
Okay. So if
I do,
if that is one of the caveats before moving into another relationship, maybe emotionally you are there for the right person, but from a self-reflective standpoint, you ain't even comfortable with who you are yet.
And I agree with
because you have to be able. And so with that being said, maybe God wanted us to have this conversation today because you need to hear it from somebody who truly, we sit on here and we do this shit every week, but you know,
I'll open up a lot.
Yeah, you don't, especially with me, right?
Yeah, I'm very.
And so for me to be able to I ain't just grabbing this shit out the goddamn thin air.
No.
Right?
And you're right. You're 100% right.
And so because of that, you know, maybe it is a bit of a reflection that you need to be able to try to do a better job of working on your self-confidence and realizing your self-worth.
No, wait a minute. I know my self-worth.
Well, see, if you did, then the confidence would be along there with it.
My confidence is, I think I'm just not, you know, when you this is gonna sound crazy. You know, when you young and you just
right.
Okay, when we get older and I'm like, dang, I got a freckle, Lord Jesus, I got a wrinkle right here. And then you see different things. Like I'm not 100% there, but I am there. I am doing a lot better than I have in the past.
Right.
If you understand what I'm saying. It's a work in progress.
Right.
And I've been working on myself. I know that I have some insecurities about myself. I mean, I'm hard as hell on myself. What y'all see, I don't see. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So when people be like, oh, you're so pretty, and I'm looking like, you don't see these bags under my eyes? Like, I don't see what you all see. And I've said that many times. You know
what though was crazy with that is
sometimes we're our worst critic.
I often, because I agree with you, because I feel that same way about myself.
Exactly.
But I also look at it differently because as a photographer, right, it is easy for me to see people and always find something that I like about them physically. Right? But it's also easy for me to have to talk to potential clients and to listen to all of the things that they don't like about themselves that they don't want photographed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when I meet with a potential client, I always ask them to tell me 3 things that they love about their bodies and 3 things that they hate about their bodies.
Right.
And once we find the 3 things that you love about your body, I'm going to find ways to make sure that I shoot you that are going to accentuate the 3 things that you like.
Like with her breasts, huh?
Yeah, she like her titties, right? So if she like her titties,
she love them things,
right? If she likes her titties,
she put them in your neck and everything.
Yeah. See, there they go right there. Yeah. But if that's something that she likes, then I'm going to focus on that. But if there's something that she doesn't like, let's just say hypothetically speaking, she doesn't like her stomach, right?
Yeah, I don't like my stomach.
If she doesn't like her stomach, but she wants to take pictures, or whatever, then I'm going to shoot her in poses that hide her stomach. That's on Twitch.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
But when we're talking about a photographer's job is to help build the confidence in the client so that the pictures come out good, right? But when we're talking about a relationship, or we're talking about not even the relationship, when we're talking about people, right?
My legs sticking to the chair.
When we're talking about people, all too often, people don't always have another person that could kind of take the. Is she dying?
I don't know. You should give her mouth to mouth.
Do we know 911? What's the number for 911?
211.
211. Is she finna die?
You just gonna die, girl.
Yeah, she dead as hell waiting on us because we ain't got up and did.
You got to do the whatever. Wait, what?
It's the Heimlich maneuver.
Oh, I was gonna say that CPR. That's the one. Dang, we done gave her the wrong mess.
Heimlich maneuver is for when she was choking.
Yeah,
that's the sound she was making. She was choking.
So what we giving her CPR for?
I'm giving her the Heimlich.
Okay, well, she dead, y'all.
Yeah, she dead now. She dead. Yeah, she gonna need CPR because the Heimlich is over with. She dead than a motherfucker.
Oops. But yes, you're absolutely right. But yeah, I mean, I think everybody who's been in bad relationships, and it takes a chunk out of your confidence.
You know what though? Can we back up just a hair? I don't think that it's just relationships, right? I think that
it goes back to childhood.
No. I think self-confidence is all about surrounding yourself with people. Yes, you do. What? Surrounding yourself with people that are going to be able to pour positivity into you, right? Mm-hmm. And the issue at hand is a lot of us have circles of friends, but we don't pour enough positivity into each other. Yeah. We don't pour enough positivity.
Well, we can go out. Say that.
We can go out for drinks and we can go smoke dope and we can do a lot of shit together.
Wait, whoa.
Well, I'm just saying.
Smoke dope.
You know,
went over my head at first. I had to reel it back in.
Where I come from, some people just refer to marijuana as dope.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So they going to smoke weed together.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because dope, I'm like,
whoa. Yeah, dope is different here.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But you know, folks, let me say it right. Some folk go smoke weed together. Some folk go drink together. But they don't
snort powder together.
Some folk do that too. Man, I got a funny powder snorting story.
Yeah. Finish your story before you go to another story. Like you got like some ADHD type shit.
Right.
You can just
I know, right? But the issue at hand is we really and truly need to surround ourselves with people that are going to pour into us positively so that we can get to a point that our confidence level is higher than it currently sits.
Well, my girls, he baked them cookies, girl.
Yeah, these Oreos, you heard me?
And he baked them. No, not Oreos. Them are you baked them.
These Solids.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But my girls, they do boost me up now. I have a small circle, but I give it to them. They be like, girl, you the bomb. But I don't, when I get into my little mode where I don't want to talk, I have to be by myself because, I mean, they could tell me all day long and
ladies and gentlemen, let me just explain what happened, and then we're gonna get off.
Yeah, we can leave because that was enough for me.
This girl is in a rolling chair, and she rolled up to the back of the couch. And when she rolled too fast, and her right titty got slammed into the back of the couch, and she is over there in pain. She is still caressing her right titty. Is that the right one?
I don't know what it is, but we ain't worth a dang because we just laughing. She done knocked herself.
And now, do she need the Heimlich maneuver, or do she need?
At this point, I would have still died.
Yeah.
Only to explain the story.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in. We got to go help her with this titty. Right.
No, he's gonna help her with. I'm finna get the hell on.
No,
my bed is calling me.
Yeah, you gonna help her with the titty.
No,
right?
She better help herself.
I need help with one titty and then help with the other.
You get the sick titty.
I'm not finna get no titty.
I hold a healthy one up. You hold a sick one up.
I'm gonna help my big butt about this chair, and I'm gonna walk my big wobbling ass to my car.
Yeah.
And I'm what?
God.
Did she say I walk like a penguin?
Oh man, what's crazy is now I can't unsee it.
That's what you get for not helping my titties.
Now I can't unsee it.
So y'all saying I walk like a penguin?
Yep.
Yo, and what's crazy? Have you seen on HBO Max?
I was about to call you somebody's name Junior, but never mind. Can't call her name.
Oh man.
Who?
Or old supervisor.
You fucking fools! You know what
Oh Lord!
And I know I don't walk like that.
Man, did I? Well, we ain't gonna
That's why your titty hurt.
She ain't shit.
God don't like ugly.
But God loves titties.
Now how you?
He made them.
Some people stood in line and got double portions. That would be her.
You stood and got double for ass.
No, I did not.
You got what Shannon Sharp said. You got 250,000 per cheek.
But mine is real.
Oh man.
My titties is real. So what that mean?
I never said your
No, we
titties
never
was
disputed
real.
that your titties wasn't real.
Girl, I don't even think they go in there and get them things.
Yeah.
Y'all went up 2 sizes.
You went up 2 sizes in titty bras?
She wears an H.
No, I used to.
She used to wear an H.
Oh, sorry. What is it? JK elemental P? I mean, I don't know
No, I
which.
used to wear G. Now I'm an I. I skipped the H.
How the fuck you wait a minute, time out. I remember you was in a G. You skipped the H and you went to the I. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, we need to start a GoFundMe right now because I know your bra is expensive as shit, right? We need to start a GoFundMe for my producer. She need new bras.
I can't even imagine a what? A I?
Jackie is double Jack.
H-I-J. J come after I. And she's a double J.
Double J. Double J.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start a GoFundMe for the whole family because they need money for bras.
Those are heads.
Huh?
You can stick a whole head in the cup of the bra.
Exactly. No.
Look.
I believe if you got your bra, I could take one cup, put it right here, take the other cup, put it right here, and have my whole face head.
That's a video I sent y'all the other day. I sent a video where the lady, her friend had big titties that she cupped it, the other one had small ones, and she used it as a.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so y'all, we good. We about to go night.
Yeah, y'all about to go night.
This
I
need to
go to the gas station right quick.
I'm finna go and buy me an eyebrow and see if we could put Silas an eye and see if Silas can fit his head in it.
You know what? Next week you bring one of your eyebrows. You probably could bring. You just you ain't got but one eyebrow.
But she need them. She can't just give them.
I don't want to wear it forever. I just want to use it for about 10 minutes.
I bet you could put a basketball in there.
I don't think you can put a basketball.
No, that's too big. That's my aunt's size. Like you over here.
What's bigger, a basketball or a bowling ball? It depends on the size of the bowling ball.
Whatever it is, might make my head.
You know what? It might be a soccer ball that could fit in that bitch though.
Look, he said it too. He said soccer.
Oh, see?
Soccer ball's too big for mine. Y'all OD.
But are we really? I think your head could fit in it.
She got a small kind of, though she got a.
It's
the hair. It's the hair.
The hair.
Yeah, the hair. Right. But you got a small head, so your head could probably fit in both of the.
Have you ever tried it?
No, I was about to try it tonight when I get home.
Yeah, because I would have been tried that. I've been like, can I put my head? It's time to go because now I'm telling my secrets what I do at home. I do some bad stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make a group chat.
And then I'll call the girls in there and be like, here, you put your head in it now.
Oh man. I think all of y'all should do that. Y'all should all.
So let's talk about draws then, if that's the point.
Nigga.
I mean, if we really want to go.
Oh, my drawers ain't big. My panties. I don't wear drawers. I wear panties.
No, matter of fact, we only gonna focus on, and I know this is gonna seem crazy, but to make it fair, we have to focus on period panties, right? Because them your biggest draws, right? Because that's the draws that's gonna get the most cover. Them granny panties, your period panties, right? I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Whatever kind of draws you got is still gonna be way bigger than her draws. Way bigger.
Wait, y'all going too damn far.
Whatever draws you talking about.
My draws are half the size of yours.
Exactly.
The lies you tell.
You wear like a 3XL.
No, the fuck I don't.
This nigga said 3XL.
Hey, what? Them things is huge. No, ma'am, I do not. No, ma'am. I can still shop and get my panties from Victoria's Secret.
Don't they have big draws?
I don't know. I don't even have no big draws. I wear a large. I'm in a large.
Okay, so you know how sometimes people be going to, just like she just said, right? Sometimes people go to the store and don't realize that they buying the wrong size bra, right? You might be buying the wrong size draw.
Bruh. No, I am a large.
You know what? No,
I only weigh 150 pounds.
We ain't talking about the weight. We talking about circumference.
I wear a large.
I know some people who.
Let me tell you something. If I get another extra large, them things be sliding off.
But that's the whole ass.
Yes, unless there's the cheekies. I have to, I gotta be sexy too. I have the cheekies.
We ain't talking about the sexy draw. We talking about full coverage draws.
Yes, and they're actually a size 8. The period draws is a size 8. My butt is big, but it ain't humongous. It ain't Dominique big.
No, we not. Let's not get carried away.
If you wear 3XL, she got
Wear 3XL. Just because we don't wear extra small don't mean shit.
medium, actually. Thank you. Medium.
So what we need to do, real talk, is we need to find out what true size.
Somebody said you ain't grew into your ass yet.
They talking about you. What we need to do, we need to find out what true size Dominique wear, and then I can look at the asses and then work our way backwards because she's the ceiling. Dominique is the ceiling. So if she,
You know who's the ceiling?
Biscuits, yeah, but Biscuits is different because goddamn,
Biscuits is, she gotta get her shit man-made.
yeah, she do. Biscuits had to get her. You know what she had to do? She had to get like a small parachute or a California King sheet.
Oh, hell no. That is my cue. Good night, everybody.
California
I have to
King
leave.
sheet, and then we work our way down.
Okay.
Biscuits got a whole lot of eggs. Man, I wish y'all could see it. But ladies and gentlemen,
I don't want no parts of this.
Biscuits, we love you because we love all that ass you got.
JoJo, throw this away for me, please.
And we're gonna talk to y'all next week. I gotta go. We gotta.
And we're gonna come up with something else.
Yeah.
If you have any requests or any questions, anything you want to know, feel free to say. It's hot outside. Y'all come up with some good stuff to make it hot in here.
Yeah. You know what? You missed
I can sing next week.
Oh Lord, we finna go bye-bye. Hell no. You missed it. This motherfucker. It's a good thing we were having technical difficulties because this motherfucker was in here singing for real, and I'm like, God damn. Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Eggs and ham scrambled up.
Oh Lord, we finna.